I bought a 12 unit apartment building for $900,000. Just sold it for $1.395 million. In this video, I'm gonna break down how we did it, how we found the deal, how we bought the deal, how we negotiated the deal, how we exited the deal, why we sold the deal, so you can learn how to do the same. This video has nothing to do with drums, but this is pretty cool. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, so if you don't know who I am, my name is Tony Stephan. Together, my wife and I own 131 rental properties here in the Metro Detroit, Michigan. Also the owner of the Stephan Group of Real Estate Brokerage. My wife and I are private investors. We own and operate. We just sold a 12-unit deal, and the best videos on our channel are always very specific number breakdown. So I wanted to break down how we bought, improved, and then sold this 12-unit property. I'm a kinesthetic person. I love a whiteboard, so bear with me here. $900,000 is what I paid for this deal. Now, I bought this deal actually as a package deal, and I just exited the deal for $1.395 million. If you stick with me to the very end, you know what? I'm gonna even show you what I profited from all this. So this wasn't all profit, there was debt, there was fees and all that. I would actually tell you what I profited. I'm nosy. When I watch YouTube videos, I wanna know. I wanna see the actual money, I wanna see the actual numbers. So stick with me to the end. I'll show you how much we profited off of that. We don't have investors, so what our actual take home was. But I found this deal off market. And Nick, you know, everyone's like, I want off market deals. So, okay, I found this deal off market. It was a 12 unit in Fenton, Michigan, which is outside of Metro Detroit. And that was one of the big reasons why we sold it, but also with an 8 unit in Hazel Park, Michigan, as a 20 unit deal. I paid 1.8 million for the total deal. So we could say 900 and 900, right? But I did it as one loan. I'm gonna share with you some of the mistakes I made so you can learn too. The first mistake, don't ever do this, is I cross collateralized the loan. So I did 1.8 million for both properties. Why was that a problem? Because the lender, and shout out to them, they were actually really cool with this. They could have told me you aren't able just to sell one of these because they are tied together. When they went to their committee, when they went and got this loan approved, they said the collateral, right, the actual property, they're tied together. They were able to do this for us, which was huge. But I'm lucky because they could have said, you know what, you either have to sell them both or no sale. And I would have been stuck because I didn't want to sell this property. I like this property a lot. So I paid 1.8 million. So I did 20% down, which was $360,000 for the down payment. Now I already know for the haters. All right, let's already get all the comments out. Oh, BRB, let me go get my $360,000. Okay, daddy's money, mommy's money, blah, blah, blah. Go watch the channel. I built a business first, saved my money from my telehealth education business as a registered dietitian. We saved our money and we bought real estate, okay? The reason I'm showing this I understand you might not have $360,000 in the bank. Okay, but guys, always remember, for those of you that are open-minded and not negative about all this, right? Oh, I don't have that, so I can't go do that, okay? If you say that, you're never gonna get there. You can go get investors on this. You can go get a couple friends together. You can go get your Aunt Sally and your Uncle Bob and Joe from work and get this money. There's more money than there are deals available. If you know how to find a deal, negotiate a deal, put a deal together, this is not the hard part. Everything else I'm gonna tell you about is the hard part. So don't let, well, I don't have all that money in the bank deter you. Take what I'm teaching you and apply it to whatever level you're at, because this works on a 5 unit or a 12 unit or a 100 unit. So just don't be negative. Don't be so closed-minded that you say, well, I don't have the money, so I can't do this. You're learning so you can go do it one day, right? So we had the money in the bank because we built a business first, saved our money, lived below our means, and invested. Okay, so like I said, it was off market. So everyone wants to know, how do you get off market? This was through relationships. Like Nick, how many times? Because Nick's been with me for live seminars. How many times do we get? How do you get off market? Guys, I wish I had a magical answer, but it's through relationships. Write this down. The more hands you shake, the more money you make, right? So I was, up until this point, when I bought both these deals together, I only owned one apartment, 7 units, and I owned mostly single family. But I networked with everybody. I was on social media, I was on Facebook, I was on LinkedIn. I'm posting about my single family deals. So for you single family guys and gals out there, use social media. Tell people about what you're doing. People don't know you, they can't flow you. So tell people about what you're doing so they can learn about you. And I said, I want to get into apartments. If you know of anyone looking to sell apartments, let me know, connect with me, send me a message. Someone reached out, he's like, hey, I'm a local agent, I've seen what you're doing. I have a guy who bought a 12 and an 8 and he's looking to sell, and he only bought them a couple of years ago. So I connected with him. I'm like, where are they at? He said Fenton and Hazel Park. I'm like, dude, I'm into it. Show me what's going on. Why did he want to sell? He was not a good operator. There's a difference between an apartment investor and an apartment operator. He wasn't the best operator. There was a lot of deferred maintenance. Tenants would personally text him. They would Venmo pay him money, Apple pay him money. Things you never want to do as a landlord, as a apartment owner. You want systems and protocols in place, right? Like we don't accept any type of payment like that, right? It's go online, pay through our online portal. He was burned out. Now, buying from a burned out landlord is a good thing, but it comes with some challenges, comes with some obstacles. We faced a lot of adversity on this deal. So again, I bought them as a package. I did not sell this. I sold the 12 units here. When I took over the 12 units, there was a lot of deferred maintenance. They were nice units. They were updated. We'll try to put some photos on the screen here so you guys can see, because obviously I've sold the property so we can't go see it. Nice units, granite countertops, nice backsplash, all that. I said, why did you put granite countertops in? And he goes, I like granite. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Deferred maintenance. People would pay late. People would pay whenever they wanted. People wouldn't pay and he would let them catch up. So we had to do some evictions when we took over. Our majority of our hub, because people ask, well, if it was such a good property, why did you sell it? Is in the Hazel Park area, Metro Detroit. This is getting further and further away. So the management, because we own and operate our own deals, the management intensive side of it, it didn't make sense for 12 units. Every time my contractor had to go up there, I had to pay him more money because it was a further drive from. Every time my property manager had to go out there, it was more stress. If she had to go out there to move a tenant in or do things, she spent half her day in the car driving. So we've learned there's a difference between, write this down, there's a difference between management units and just units, right? So everyone's like, oh, I want to get to a bunch of units. I want to be effective with my management. I want economies of scale. Now we've learned to try to cluster all of our properties together, because if I own a 56 unit and I own a 50 unit and you can literally just walk across the street and get there, it is so much more easier to manage than if I own a 56 unit, a 5 unit, a 10 unit, a house, a 4 unit. That's why people who own single family homes burn out so much, because if I have 100 single family rentals in 100 different cities, I'm collecting rent from 100 different people. I'm driving all around. Versus if I own one 100 unit apartment, that's one rent collection, it's one tax bill, one water bill, one grass bill, right? It's so much simpler. So that was a big reason why we decided to sell it. Now let's talk about how I was able to raise. So I bought it in 2022. I sold it in 2024. All right, so let's talk about how we're able to increase the value. So you watch our other videos, you'll know this, but let's do a little refresher. Apartments are businesses, and businesses are valued by profit, right? In the multifamily space, the fancy word for profit is net operating income, which all that means is my income minus my expenses equals NOI. So when I bought the property, what did I say? It was an underperforming asset. You are looking for underperforming assets that you can add value to. You're looking for underperforming businesses that you can add value to. Remember, apartments and multifamily are businesses. Treat it like a business. The NOI was 60,000. I think it was like 480 off the top of my head. Okay, so that means all the income minus the expenses. The rents were, I want to say about $800 a month when we took over. Now, why were they $800 a month? We knew market rents were $1,100 to $1,250 because my wife is a real estate agent. She's a real estate broker, Stephan Group. We're able to assess the market and we know what the market is. I was the former owner charging $800 a month. What did we say? He was burned out. He didn't want to try to push to the market rent, because if he pushed to the market rent, he has to answer his phone more. He's got to fix the maintenance issues. We've learned, guys, it's crazy. People will keep rents really low just to not take care of the property, because they'll say, you're only paying $800, could be $1,250. Leave me alone. It's the reality of it. We know that NOI divided by the cap rate equals the valuation of the apartment. Now, people always ask, where do you get the cap rate from? You can ask the agent, you can ask the broker, you can Google it and read reports, but ultimately the appraiser is gonna set the cap rate for the area. That's what the bank's gonna go off of. When you buy a property, the appraiser comes in and looks at the in-place NOI and slaps a cap rate on it. They used a 7% cap rate for this area and this property. So $60,480. Let's do it together, right? Pull out your phone. If you want to actually learn, don't be lazy. Do it with me. $60,480 divided by 0.07, 7% cap rate. This property was worth about 864,000, right? So again, I paid 900 grand for it. Cool. But you overpaid. Well, you know what? That's what you gotta do sometimes. When I sold it, my NOI was 95,000 bucks in less than 2 years. Not bad. Divided by a 7% cap rate, what's that turn into? So let's do it, 95,000 divided by 0.07, 1.357 million bucks. I sold it for 1.395 million. Not too bad. And there's still upside. Like we still didn't fully even maximize all the rents. There's still room to grow with it. So the buyer was happy, I was happy, okay? How did we do this? How did we do this? Very simple, operations. Operations is everything in multifamily. I used to use a third-party manager. Once we got rid of them and we took over operations, and my wife runs the operations, we built a property management team just for our properties, expenses went down. Because here, what contributes to this? Remember, income and expenses. Two variables, guys. Super simple stuff here, right? Expenses went down. My wife was able to bring in different contracts for grass, snow, so like water softener. She saved thousands of dollars. For every $1 divided by the cap rate that you can either reduce expenses or increase income equals your valuation. I know I'm running off the board here, but let's do this. So we know we have a 7 cap, right? So every $1 I can save in expenses or increase in income divided by 7%, that's worth $14.28 in valuation. This is called the magic formula of multifamily real estate. That's why I love multifamily real estate. That's why I love real estate investing. A dollar equals a dollar. No, it doesn't. On a 7% cap rate, $1 equals $14.28. The riches are in the niches, the riches are in the pennies. The valuation increase is in being able to control this variable. So we obviously increased the NOI significantly. It's 12 units, guys. If we can do this, you can do this. It's not rocket science. It is a science, but it's not rocket science. We shopped all the vendors, we reduced the expenses. The people who were paying late, were not paying, were delinquent for a few months, we took them to court and we evicted them. I don't like that. That doesn't make me happy. I'm not a slumlord, but at the end of the day, I bought a business. Why do you buy a business in America? To make a profit, to help people, but to make a profit. This is capitalism. If you don't like it, go to the other countries, I guess, right? I like capitalism. It's a for-profit business. This is not subsidized housing. My wife and I cannot subsidize people to live in properties. So if you don't pay, you gotta go. Our property manager did the eviction protocol. We got them out. It was costly. It costs money to do evictions. Then you think someone who's evicted, you think they're gonna take care of the unit? No, they trash it. That's how we're able to do it. People ask, how much did you spend on each unit? I don't have that exact number, but we did take the cash flow from the property and put it back into it. That's always been my play. And that's why I tell you guys, real estate is a very slow way to get very, very wealthy. It was cash flowing the whole time. I didn't take that cash flow and try to live off of it or go do something stupid with it. We invested that cash flow back into the property to get the NOI here. Okay, so for sticking around to the end, I'm gonna break down my exact closing statement so you guys can know what was our actual take-home profit. But hey, let me know, was this helpful? Do you like the whiteboard style video? We're trying to do something a little bit different here and give you an actual breakdown of the numbers. Let me know. If you have any questions about anything I talked about in here, leave a comment below. But let's get to it. So, we sold for 1.395 million, okay? Let's go through some of the things on the closing statement so you guys can understand just how costly it is to sell property. There's a lot of fees, a lot of charges and things to consider. So we had to sign the security deposits. That was $12,100. Had to give a credit for, it was kind of bullshit, but they said something was in one of the units, whatever. So I gave a $5,000 credit. When people come and they negotiate, you got to give them something, you know, you can't just be like, no, I'm not giving you anything because that doesn't feel good. Rent proration, $8,300. Commission, $27,900 to the one side, $41,850 to the other side. I used the broker who sold me my 56 unit. It's a good thing to do. I could have had my wife list this. She was super busy at the time with her other clients. Moving forward, I will do that, but $27,900 plus $41,850 in commission. Sucks, but it is what it is. I owed $800,000 on the mortgage, so had to pay off the bank, right? $600 for title insurance, whatever that is. $2,300 in some change for owner's policy. State transfer tax, $10,000. G's. County transfer tax, $1,500. Winter tax bill, $13,000. So those are taxes I would have paid. The water balance, $24,887. Water escrow, $1,500 that we did end up getting. So our net, after all things considered, was $464,509 plus $1,500 that the water escrow that we did receive. Bam. If you remember, to buy both deals, I put down $360,000. I still own that other deal. And that other deal appraised for 1.1 million, and I only owe 600 grand on it, because obviously they were, without getting complicated, they were cross-collateralized. So as you see, we put down 360 to own 2 properties. We sold one for 464,000 plus 1,500, and I still own that other deal with none of my money in it. So you can technically say that other deal is an infinite return. But guys, this is the power of multifamily real estate. This is the power of value add investing. The reason I sold it instead of refinanced it is it just didn't work as a management play. It was just a bit too far for us to focus on. We're focusing down here. So let me know if you have questions. Let me know if this was inspirational. If we can do this, so can you. All right, so if you enjoyed today's episode, we want to hear from you. We want to get your feedback. I love when we get comments. I love when we get feedback. I hate just doing a video and not hearing from you. So here's what I want you to do. Number 1, drop a comment. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you want to see more of? What are your thoughts? If you have any questions, put them below. If you notice, guys, I respond to all of my comments personally, and I'm always going to do that. So drop a comment below. Be sure to like the video because it helps us get to more people on YouTube. Be sure to share the video. If it's helpful, please just share it with a friend. That would be a huge value add to us. I have a couple free resources for you. Number 1, you want to learn more about wealth creation, the mindset around wealth, how I went from working in my business, building a business, to investing into real estate, all from starting from scratch with food stamps, Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Get my book. It's called The New Rules to Financial Freedom. It sells for $19 on Amazon, but you can get it for a free digital download by clicking the link in the description. If you want to learn more specifically about real estate investing, the BRRRR strategy, how we've grown our portfolio, I have a free masterclass that people pay $3,000 to come live in person in California to learn in person with me teaching that room, but you can get that masterclass for absolutely free by clicking the link below. Finally, if you want to invest into real estate in Michigan, and maybe you're from Michigan, maybe you're not from Michigan, or you want to learn more about our brokerage, the Stephan Group, and either have joined our team as an agent, invested with real estate, or have us help you get into cash flow producing real estate, click the link below, Stephan Group Real Estate, fill out that quick expression of interest form. Someone on our team will reach out to you, set up a call, learn more about you and your goals, see how we can add value to you. Until our next episode, thank you so much for being here. We'll talk soon. Thanks.